All right, what's up, you guys? I hope you're doing well. So, have you ever wanted to test an idea on the market, but you just didn't know how to do it? Or have you ever tried to use some backtesting software and it just wouldn't do what you wanted it to do? Well, welcome to the wonderful world of Python, okay? So what I'm going to give you in this video is a absolutely free Python backtesting engine. So it's aligned with TradingView, right? So when you use this thing, I'm going to take you right through the steps of how to set it up and how to get started using it. Once you have built it, what you will be able to do is use Claude code to ask questions of data. And then when you get answers, you'll be able to go right into your TradingView charts and find and see the exact examples, and everything lines up, right? And you can ask all kinds of questions. They're like the sky's the limit, right? So here's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna try to make this brief. So this is the TradingView aligned futures backtesting engine. I've only used this thing on NQ and ES. It should work on most futures markets. If they have like a different opening or they have like some different session breaks and stuff like that, you would have to change things to make it fit. So the repo is going to be on GitHub. We'll get it on GitHub. You have to use Databento data. Now, as it says right here, when you sign up for a Databento account, which is free to sign up, you do have to put a credit card in, but they give you $125 in free credit. Now, this system will accept 1 second data or 1 minute data. You only need the 1 second data if you want to build sub 1 minute time frames. So the M1 data is going to be good for most everything that you want to do, right? And you can get through Databento, you'll get the 125 free credits. You can get the full history of NQ and ES for like the last 16 years, and you will still have not spent the free credit, right? So it's basically free. Then we're going to download the data and drop it in the repo. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to install, you need to install the Claude desktop app. I'll show you where it's at. I mean, I know traders are usually pretty tech savvy, so that's probably not necessary, but then we're going to open the repo in Claude, and you have to put Claude right in the directory. If you've never used them, I'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to have Claude do what he needs to do to get the thing up and running, which takes like a few minutes. The one part of this where you're going to have to put a little effort in, I'm going to be honest, is making a reference file. So let's get started. So we're going to go to GitHub. I'll put the link in the description, and it will be right here. I've done this a few times already. So you go right here, you see my little logo here for Camera Trading, and then you hit the code button, right? And you download the zip. That's it. I've tried this a few times. So this is, making a video, you got to practice a little bit. I usually they're too long. So the next thing we want to do is we want to sign up for Databento. So you're going to go to Databento. You're going to have to sign up for an account. I already have an account. This is my download page. Once you get an account, like you could go to the home page, you're probably going to end up somewhere like whatever the homepage looks like. I'm not sure, but it's at Databento. Once you get in there, you're going to be able to search, right? So up here, I'm going to put NQ. I want to get NQ, and then down here, I'm just trying to show you the process that you'll have to go through. We're going to click on NQ futures. It's going to take us to this other page, and it's giving us some information. We don't really care about any of that. We're going to go right down here and click selected. Select. I might have already run through this one time. And then once this little side window pops up, you want to hit customize download. Now you can go in here, and it might not be set on this when you start. I already put it on the 1 minute open high low close volume is what that means. You can change it. The only ones that I've used with my system are the 1 second and the 1 minute. And I will tell you straight away, the 1 second data costs way more than the 1 minute data. So you just click 1 minute. The date range, we've got the whole, let's see, I'm going to do the entire history. I'm going to click entire history right there. So it's going to go all the way back to 2010. And this is the full history for NQ, and it's $57, and you'll have that free credit. And then the ES data is actually, I believe, a little bit cheaper. So it actually comes in like under $100, which is covered by the free credit again. So then down here on encoding, you want to click CSV, leave that on CSV for spreadsheets, leave compression on ZSTD, leave it on direct download. That means you'll just click a link, and you'll get the whole data download. Click the little arrow for advanced customization. I don't think any of these are selected by default, so you want to click by instrument, and that's going to, in case you do more than one instrument at a time. And then you want to put price format on decimal prices. If you don't put all these settings like this, the data might not work in the system. You might have problems, right? And then the timestamp format, you want to put the ISO 8601. And lastly, you want to, this will not be checked, I don't think. You want to go ahead and check that. And that's going to put the contract labels on the data files. And the system, the whole point of the system is that you can test ideas, whatever ideas you want to test. Like, I'm not trying to push anything on anybody. I'm trying to help you find the truth for yourself. But this thing tests each contract and then gives you like a total, but it does not do a continuous contract. So like when you're doing it, you have to remember that. So once all those things are right, you're going to hit submit request, right? And then it's going to process your download. You'll get the download. And from there, what's the next thing we need to do? Drop it in the repo. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this file over here. And what I have is a few things. So right here I have, this is the Databento zip file. So once you download your data, it will look like this, right? And then the second one I have here is a reference file. So that's the thing that you're going to have to make, and I'm going to show you what that's all about. And then this is the GitHub, the TradingView aligned futures backtesting engine. So everything's in here, right? Now, real quick, let me go ahead and show you what I mean by a reference file. When I built this system, I didn't, there was nothing that was aligned with TradingView. I had to create that. So what I did was I actually got 3 years worth of data, and I made one of these files for every contract. And inside the file, this is a sheet. And if you look over here, you'll see like NQH5. So that was NQH 2025. And then you got M15, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, and then weekly and monthly. And so what I did was I went in and under each of these time frames, I picked 3 random bars and I just filled in all the data, all the open, high, low, and close. And that's how this thing was built to be aligned, but it's a continuous process. So you need to do this. Like if you do the entire history of NQ or ES, you should probably do three random contracts from different years and do the same thing. You want to make 3 bars per time frame, and it's not every time frame. Like I didn't do M1, I didn't do M5. I just, I didn't do all of them. And then while I'm here, I'll go ahead and let you know that, well, first of all, if you don't want to do it like this with a spreadsheet, once you get the repo open and you have Claude and all that going, what you could do is you could just tell Claude that you want to make the reference file. And then what he'll do, and I did this too, part of it, was like he'll tell you, okay, go to this contract, find this daily bar right here. What's the open, high, low, close on TradingView, right? So the easiest way that I found to do it was you just hover over the bar, do a screenshot, that freezes everything, and then come up here and get the data, and then open your screenshots folder and drag that over into Claude, and he'll fill out the form for you. So you can actually use him to make that, right? Very handy. I've used several AIs. I've used ChatGPT actually helped me build a lot of this. But there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of user participation. And then I've tried OpenClaw and Hermes both, and I tried to do some automation, and that was a disaster. I'm going to be honest. It's just a money suck. I don't know how people make money using that stuff. But then Claude is what I'm suggesting now, and there's actually it's very, very user friendly with this system. And there's actually a Claude MD file inside of the repo. So it's all ready for Claude, right? So here's this. And then what I'm going to do, I'll show you real quick. So here's the Claude you go to claude.com, download the thing for Windows, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull Claude over here. I have him running some other stuff. And I mean, you can do anything with this. Like if you're an ICT trader or not, it doesn't matter. But for instance, like right here, I have a strategy running over the entire history that has breakers, FEGs, inversion fair value gaps, order blocks, OTE, all in one strategy, and it's running this thing. And it's going to take a while for that because it's complicated, right? But getting back to what we're doing, but I'm just saying, like, you could do anything you want with this thing. So I'm going to go, you're going to start when you have the app, you're going to start like somewhere, Jeremiah returns, woohoo. Anyway, you're going to start somewhere like this. What a dork, right? You want to put it in code, right? And then right up here, it'll either be up here or down here. I'm going to put a new session. I need to do a new session. So it's down here. So I'm already in the right folder, but wherever your GitHub download is, put the GitHub, the backtesting engine and your Databento data into the same file, like I showed you, and then you're gonna click this and you're gonna open the folder and you're gonna go find that file, that folder, whichever. So mine is in repo, which is where I was. I'm gonna select that folder, and now Claude is inside this file, this folder. So he has data, he has, and I put him in I have actually, this is like what I'm giving you is the very base part of my big backtesting system that I've done all kinds of stuff in, like gone all over the place. But I put him in a folder outside of that so that he's not aware of his surroundings, because he gets used to where he is and he knows how everything works. So this is like more like what you would be up against when you're doing this. So I just have the stuff in the same folder and I have Claude inside of it. And so now I'm going to tell him, let's see, look around and see where you are. And the cool thing about Claude is like, he does a lot of stuff that you don't have to participate in. Like he's writing code, he's doing all this stuff behind the scenes. And when I was using ChatGPT, it was like I had to have VS Code open and I was trying to do a bunch of coding, and I'm not a coder, man. Okay, so he's wanting to know, and you got to give him permission to do stuff. Yeah, go ahead, list the. I've been using Claude specifically for about a month, and I honestly started out with the free one, and then I upgraded to the $20 a month. And I just recently, because I'm doing some more technical stuff and I'm spending more time doing it, I'm using the max plan, so it's like $100 a month. But for the information I'm getting, it's a good value. Okay, so he says he knows where we are, right? We have the backtesting engine, we have the Databento export, and then we have a reference file. You wouldn't have the reference file to start, but that's okay. It won't take you long to make it. So everything needed for the engine's quick start is here, just not assembled. So he's asking if I want him to do that. Let's see, after that. So he's basically asking me, since everything's in there, do you want me to just get everything ready for you so you can start running strategies? Let's see, yes. I'm just going to have him build the one contract just for to make the video not be too long here. So he's going to go in here and he's going to, we can watch him do it. He's going to extract the zip, the repo. He's asking me if he can do it. Yeah, do it. I'm want to move this over a little bit so we can watch him work here. It's kind of interesting. So he's already, he's extracted the file there. And he's should put everything right where it goes. If I go inside here, the strategies file is going to come empty. So is the TV reference file. That will be empty. And so what this thing does, I really didn't, I didn't want to give you any, this is for you to use with your ideas. Have fun with it. Go crazy. I mean, really, like, I got tired of watching videos and people telling me, making claims about their one candle strategies and whatever bullshit they wanted to sell, which, whatever. And so I made this. And now if I see someone say that, I go, okay, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to prove you wrong. Right. Which that's what happens. So it's doing everything right now. So it's working. I will explain another thing. So what happens when you run the builder and run the engine initially, it's going to build all the time frames. And then with that reference file that you give it with the open, high, low, close of the three contracts, three time frames, it's going to check those against the data that you have given it from TradingView and make sure everything lines up. And then it also checks for like maintenance breaks and Sunday open and Friday close to make sure there's not bars where there shouldn't be. So it runs this whole validation. So it's right. And then what I was doing for a while, I've been at this for about 4 months now. And every time I would run a strategy, I was running this bar builder and doing all those checks and everything. And eventually I was like, well, why do I keep doing that? Because it takes a little bit longer. And so that's where the bar cache comes in. So he's going to go ahead and do this now. He's still working on it. But what's going to end up getting dropped in here is going to be the time frames, like a folder for each time frame. And then inside that will be all the bars for that contract. And so then when you have a strategy, it just runs them through the bar numbers and everything's there and it's much quicker. But you can see they got the Claude MD, so he knows what to do. There's readmes in every file. If you don't have Python, which he will probably, that's what he's doing right now. He's looking for Python because he's in a weird location. He might, you'll have to maybe install some Python packages or something like that. Take a look at the core engine in here while he's running. I've noticed one thing about Claude. He has a little bit of a hard time finding Python sometimes. It's kind of funny. You got to be patient with there's no Python on this machine. I'm going to tell him I have Anaconda. You got to be patient with AI. I don't know what to tell you. But these are all the Py files, the Python files that make up this machine. They're in the core engine part. Oh, maybe. What is he doing? Yeah, okay, he got it. Sometimes he gets a little sketchy, but he'll figure it out. Takes him a few minutes sometimes. Okay, so now he's going to run the engine validation and the parity summary. So what have we been at this, like 5 minutes? I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the clock, but 5 minutes after you get the Parquet, the reference Parquet, you can have your own backtesting engine. And here comes the bar cache. Here's our NQ bar cache. for that contract. There are all the parquets are basically like spreadsheets for AI or for a computer. So we have all the time frames. 5 minutes, I think, maybe. Okay, so ready to backtest. What do we want to backtest? Okay, let's do this. Let me see, how do I do? What day makes the high or low of the week most often? We want to use the daily bar, not the calendar date, because the bars start after the maintenance break. So 5 minutes in, we're going to find out what day of the week made the high or low of the week for this contract. And you can run this over the whole history and find out. I'm just showing you something really super simple just to highlight like how quickly and easily this thing can be used, right? I'm not going to go any further than this. I will show you though when it's done that it is aligned with TradingView. I hope that this is if you're a trader and you've been looking for something like this, don't be intimidated by Python. It's very easy when you use Claude. Okay, per week, which daily bar, the bar's timestamp, TradingView trade date. So Monday made the high of the week 8 times, the low of the week 13 times. Friday's 50. See how this broke it down? So Friday makes the high of the week most often, 38% of the time. So, I mean, how cool is that? If you're ever wondering anything, like, I don't know if you're, the way I am as a trader with all the stuff I've learned studying ICT is like, I have all this information in my mind and I'll just have questions sometimes like, I wonder about this, right? So now I'm just going to have him give me a random high and low to verify, and just to show you that it's aligned. And so just so you know, daily and intraday bars are aligned at 0 tolerance. So they have to line up. That was my requirement going into this thing and building it. The weekly and monthly bars have a 2-tick allowance, and that just was because it was just an absolute mess to try to get them to be perfect, because you have those things like when we have a Sunday open and then we have, the market closes Monday morning for some holiday and then it reopens Monday night, and then all that gets put into Tuesday's bar. And then the weekly builds off of that. So the weekly and monthly has a 2-tick tolerance. And what else do you need to know? It only tests by the contract. So when you go to look at your chart, you don't want to be on the continuous contract because it won't work. And then the other thing, inside the registry, and this is all information that you could find, if you just start asking Claude questions about the thing that you get from GitHub, the repo, the backtesting engine. But the contracts, so every contract that you put in, it has to be in the registry. So Claude will update the registry and it lists all the contracts. And in that registry, it also trims the active window of the contract, because when you get the Databento files, they will have, data outside of the active window. So the windows are trimmed. The way it works is the third Thursday of the month at the market close for the maintenance break is the end of the contract. And then the new contract starts on Friday, the third Friday. That's the way I've trimmed it in here. And then one other thing, the daily bars in the active window, the daily bars actually go back 6 months before the active window. And that was because I wanted to have more context on the daily chart. But the intraday bars are trimmed to the active window. And, I think that is about it. I hope that you do this and, seek the truth of the market on your own. And if you know somebody that you think might like this, please tell them about it. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right. Just kidding. I'm coming back again. I forgot to show you. Okay, so we've got the open. Let's see, what day is this? So it's 9. This is the one I'm supposed to show the TradingView alignment, right? So it's 9/24. I'm going to put it over here like this so we can see it. 9/24. So it's that one right there. Now let me pull Claude back up. 9/24. So it's that one right there. So what is he saying? 9/24. That guy. So the open. Wait a minute. It's the next day. It's this one. There we go. 24,746. You can see that lines up. The high, 24,793.50. The low, 422.50. You can see it, right? I'll do the screenshot just to highlight it so you can really get a good close-up of these numbers. They align perfectly to what's in the boxes down there. So anyway, there you go. TradingView aligned. Have fun with it. Peace.